bakers!
Hi!
Welcome to the final challenge of the Baking with Love Kids Championship. I'm Chef Alex, and I'm excited to walk this last challenge with you. Today's challenge honors the men and women in the Hall of Faith and points to God's faithfulness to His people. The Hall of Faith is actually a chapter in the New Testament book called Hebrews. It describes faithful followers of God who have trusted in Him throughout history and shows how God rewarded their trust by keeping His promises.
Oh, so they were rewarded for their faith.
Exactly. For today's challenge, you'll prepare the desserts you've been working on for the past 3 challenges. Each of you will choose a tea inspired by one of God's faithful followers to serve with your dessert. You'll each have 1 hour to finalize, plate your dessert, and steep your tea. After tasting all of your desserts, one of you will win the title of baking champion and have your dessert featured in my restaurant, Baking with Love. Bakers, timer starts now. Okay, nice touches there, McKenna. I know you worked really hard on balancing your flavors. Ooh, look at those strawberries, Ty. Great work, really colorful. Hey, it's looking a little empty over here, Bryce. Is everything okay?
I hope it is. I had to put my brownies in the refrigerator to cool. I have to wait until the last minute to plate them. I'm so nervous that they won't turn out well. I mean, I did everything I could, but what if what I'm hoping for doesn't happen? What if I don't win?
You know, it reminds me of a man in the Hall of Faith named Abraham. God promised Abraham that He would make him the father of a great nation, that he would have more children, grandchildren, and great-great-great-grandchildren than he could count. The people of Israel were also called the Hebrews, or the Jews, and they were the nation God had promised Abraham.
That's why the book is called Hebrews. I see. But it was easy for Abraham to trust God because God promised He would make him a father, right?
Oh, no. When God first promised Abraham that He would make him the father of a great nation, it didn't look like Abraham would have any kids at all. He and his wife Sarah were already very old, and they were childless. But God told Abraham to leave his hometown and go to a land God would give him. And Abraham trusted, and he went, even though he didn't know where he was going. And God promised Sarah that she would have a son, even though at 90 years old, she was much too old to have a baby. But by faith, Abraham and Sarah trusted God, and God kept His promises.
I always hear people talk about faith, but I'm not sure I understand how to define it.
Well, that's okay. There are plenty of people who don't understand what faith is. Hebrews chapter 11 defines faith as the confidence that we will receive the things we hope for. It's the confidence that God will do what He said, even though we don't see it yet. There are many examples of people who had this kind of faith. Some of them are on your tea and coffee bags. Here, let's see. There's Rahab and Jacob and David. Ty, what tea bag did you choose?
The one that says Noah on it.
Ooh, that's a great one. Noah was a faithful follower of God who listened to Him and built an ark long before a drop of rain had ever fallen. Noah is the inspiration for your tea. And McKenna, whose name is on your tea bag?
Moses.
Ooh, yes, great choice. In faith, Moses led God's people through the Red Sea. Moses is the inspiration for your tea. And Bryce, what tea bag did you choose?
Mine says Abraham and Sarah on it.
Oh, that's a good one. Yours is a specially aged tea with long-lasting, rich flavors that will surely taste great with your dessert. And, of course, you remember Abraham and Sarah? In their old age, Abraham and Sarah had a son, and from that son, God gave them many descendants, as numerous as the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. And while Abraham didn't live to see the land God had promised him while he was alive, God eventually fulfilled His promise and brought all of Abraham's descendants to a beautiful land. As a matter of fact, like Abraham, many others didn't live to see their promises fulfilled while they were alive, but God was still faithful. He wanted all of us, those who are Jewish and those who are not, to be a part of His family. So, God fulfilled His promise through Jesus, and those promises are for us too.
So it's not about what we want or hope for, it's about what God says and promises, and having faith that He'll keep those promises?
You've got it. All right, bakers, 30 minutes left to finish.
Done.
Done. Done.
I can see how God has worked some good fruit inside of each and every one of you. And the dessert I have chosen to be featured in Baked with Love and to give the title of Kid Baking Champion is... Will you drum roll with me? Bryce, you are the Baking with Love Kids Baking Champion! Woo! Bryce, is there anything you want to say to our viewers at home as we're closing?
Wow, thank you. I'm so honored. But the most important thing I'm going to remember from today is that faith is the confidence that God will do what He said, even when we don't see it yet. So, like Abraham, Sarah, and so many others, keep putting your trust in God. Believe that He will do what He has promised because God is faithful and good.